Well, Ryan here, 780 Speed and Custom. Appreciate you guys stopping by the channel today. Today is finally the day we're going to see my truck back together again. So, I am going to start by unmasking, obviously. And, yeah. Then we got to get to putting these front fenders together. Putting the grill on, hood on. And I've just got a little bit of wiring I want to modify. And we'll be good to go. So, not much left to do now, that's for sure. If you haven't watched the last few episodes, obviously, repainted my truck, and we are now, well, it is crunch time for sure, 4 miles of mayhem. We got 2 weeks till we line up against each other. So there is no more than just enough time to get this thing back together. I'll be a little bit untested. I haven't been to the track yet with the new transmission or the tune, which still needs work, but beggars can't be choosers. So, we'll be alright. I'm not too worried. We're not really going for a win this time anyway. Unless by some miracle, day one, I run a perfect number the first pass. And then I'll kind of force myself to try and be competitive. But if not, we're going to stick to that one and done. Get to driving early. Hopefully get to the hotel at a decent time. None of this driving all night long till 2 or 3 in the morning every night and not getting any sleep. I'm getting old. That's hard on a guy, to say the least. Well, so far so good. Actually, my reflection in the paint on the cowl and the doors is the same. It looks really good, actually. I think we might have nailed it. That makes me really happy. Obviously, won't know until we get it in direct sunlight how things actually turned out, but I am confident that things have gone to plan. I'm still a little sick. I don't know, I just can't shake this. So hopefully I can shake it before we take off for a vacation, but I'll suffer through it. No overspray on this side as well, so that's good. My apologies for sniffling and being all nasally. I'm still battling here. I did a much better tape job this time with the windowsill as well. Looks 1,000 times better, and not the same overspray. It's like I did get a couple of bugs in the paint, but pretty hard to avoid that when you're painting in a shop or a garage. It's probably pretty hard to avoid in a paint booth too, to be honest. I'm just rambling. So yeah, look at that. You just look at the reflection. It's pretty well even. So that gives me hope that it's not going to look like total garbage in the sunlight. And should have corrected that issue I had. I sprayed both sides, even though I'm sure it was just the passenger side that was the issue. And then attempted to blend it up into the roof. So it looks much, much better. I'm happy with that. We'll, like I said, we'll see when I get her out in the sun, but looks damn good in here, if I do say so myself. Next step, I've got to bolt the grill to the front fenders. So more rubber goes between to protect it, and yeah, it's just like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts per side, which are not easy to get in, but I'll manage. So I think I'm just going to try and bolt one side up first, and then I'll wrestle the other fender in place. So hopefully goes well, but yeah, not much left to do now. Alright, well, I've got the front clip is bolted together now. So really all I've got to do is mount the front clip to the cab frame, put the hood hinges on, mount the hood, and I've got a complete truck again. So I don't really want to film the rest of this, even though you've basically seen the truck already. I want the next clip to be the full reveal of the new paint job on the truck. So I will quickly bolt this together and pull the truck out so you can see it as one complete unit. Hopefully it looks as good as I hope it does, and hopefully you like it. So far I'm enjoying the paint job, but we'll see what it really looks like when we get it all together and out in the sun. So fingers crossed. Well, I am officially done painting the truck. It's all back together, and I'm really happy with the way it looks. So cue the montage. Okay, so obviously truck's back together, done now. Gives me 1 week. Next weekend we leave for Miles of Mayhem. So I still have a couple of things I want to do, but we're basically ready to go. So all I've got left is I want to modify the wiring for my two-step so that when I hit the two-step button, it also cuts out my methanol. That way I can bring up the two-step to a higher RPM without spraying methanol on the line. And I want to load everything up that I'm going to be taking on Miles of Mayhem and hit the scales and weigh the truck. So the goal is to add 230 pounds to the truck so I can run in the truck class. That way I can do a one and done every day, hit the road, enjoy myself this year versus, you know, be on the road till 2 in the morning. So load everything up. If it adds that 230 pounds I need, then I'm just going to race with everything in the truck and not unload it every day, which would also save me a bunch of time. So fingers crossed that works out. If it is too much weight, I'll figure out how much I need to remove to get to that point. But yeah, I think it's going to work out. So that's my next plan. All right, well, it's a new day here, and I have been working on the truck, just working in the cab, doing a bit of wiring. I do have it wired now so that when I hold my two-step button, it also doesn't allow the methanol to kick on. So I can raise the two-step in the ECU to build more boost on the line without the methanol kicking in and bogging the motor out. So I'm still not brave enough to try it on the line, but at least the option's there. I do believe it's backfeeding the ECU a little bit though, so I snipped the one wire. I'm going to put a diode in it. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to rethink how everything's wired, because basically the way I've wired it, the two-step's on all the time. So it still must be grounding, kind of, must be millivolts or something leaking back to the ECU. So hopefully a diode fixes that. If not, I got to rethink everything. Other than that, even though we leave next weekend, I've gone ahead and loaded everything up as far as what I normally take on Miles of Mayhem. Everything except for, say, obviously my clothes, and we've got a bike rack and a bike. Idea being, if fully loaded, this truck weighs 3,800 pounds, then I don't have to unload it and I can run in the truck class. Which would be ideal. Not that I'm going to win anything, but then I can just do a one and done every day, get the route, get on the road, and like I said earlier, hopefully avoid that 2 in the morning every morning arriving at the hotel. So next step is to take this thing to the scales and see what it weighs. So this is the game of Tetris I have to play every day on Miles of Mayhem. Everything I need to carry barely fits in there. It only fits in one way, but you do need to carry a lot of stuff, or at least I do, because you want to carry everything you think you might need, and then chances are you won't need it because you have it. So it's just the stuff that you left behind or don't have with you, you know, that you're going to end up needing. So it's best to carry as much as possible to eliminate as many problems as possible. But yeah, I'm going to throw this thing on the scale and see what she weighs. Kind of curious what it is fully loaded. Well, the magic number I'm looking for, 1724, and fully loaded with me in it, 1870. So we are way too heavy. That's like 4,100 pounds, I think. So I got to figure out how much I need to remove every day to make this work. Well, there you have it. Going to bounce between 1730 and 1740. And the goal would be 1723 or 3,800 pounds. That's kilograms. So goal is 3,800 pounds. So now I've got figured out what I need to remove. So this is all I've got to take out every day in order to weigh 3,800 pounds. Basically, I'm leaving in my toolbox, the jack stands, and my impacts. And that gets us to that weight. So that's actually not that bad. We'll have to unload every day, but I kind of have to anyway to get ready to race. So got her dialed. So I guess that means we have our answer. I'm going to be running in the truck class this year. Well, there you have it. I'm going to probably end this video here. Obviously, down to the wire next weekend, we leave for Miles of Mayhem. So if you're going, I'll see you there. If not, be sure to follow along. I'm going to have a video up every day again. First video will be next Sunday. Day 0, I guess, if you will be the test and tune before Miles of Mayhem. So we'll be in Saskatoon at SIR, and hopefully we'll see you there. Thanks for tuning in.